Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome to my show Science Thursday. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Omni Processor. So let's dive right into it. So you have to understand, we humans poop a lot, like literally in tons for per human. So it's a very significant thing. Now, again, you have to understand this aspect also that let's say assume for easy numbers sake, if there are 10 billion humans on this planet, only 5 billion people have good access to proper sewage system. Now that creates a problem because that 5 billion people don't have good sewage system. Now that's a very serious problem. Not because it's a luxury and all that, simply because it's a pathogen breeding ground. Basically, half of the waterborne bacteria can literally thrive, grow, mutate, and literally annihilate populations if feces is not taken care of properly. So it's not about luxury or dignity. It is a necessity. You have to take care of it. Otherwise, we all die. Now, on top of that, because many of the small towns and small states, and specifically the countries that are becoming rich right now, and like they are laying down the foundation, many times they do something like that. Okay, from house to a central system, they have a fecal matter collection system, and they just dump it. They're just like, okay, just let it dump outside of the city wall and all that. And now here's the problem with that. If it is done like this, like you just let it go in the nature, because of the high concentration and the amount of it, it can contaminate groundwater. Let that sink in. Groundwater, aka entire humanity's prime source of water, can be contaminated because of this. And once that is contaminated, unless everybody has a, let's say, reverse osmosis or ultraviolet water purification system, we did. So this is a very serious issue. It's not something that like, okay, Mumbai slums or Rico slums and all that. No, it's a very serious issue. So again, if it is this serious and like people die because of this, and there is not even a discussion, it's only discussion is like, okay, 50,000 people die per day because of it, or 20,000 people die per day because of it. It is that serious. Like that's the discussion aspect. It's not like, okay, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or climate change and all that. No, it's absolute. So why don't we solve this problem? One thing you have to understand, many countries that have learned this, the lesson, they are generally older countries, European countries and American countries. They're old. Like they've been there for like 270 years, like comparatively speaking, India is like 70 years old. So that creates a problem, is like because the money requirement is too damn high. Dubai can do it, but most other people can't do it. Like it's too damn high. On top of that, it's not that you just need money. It's the engineering pipeline. Like sewage treatment plants, they are ludicrously complex. Like you need to have people who know chemistry. You need to have people who know biology, who need to know temperature management, thermal dynamics, water dynamics, and all that. Like this, like you need to have a very skilled workforce who can handle this properly. Now, of course, you can just train them like, okay, do this, that, if this happens, that. But again, if you want somebody who can handle the situation and like really run this plant at peak efficiency, that's expensive. On top of that, this is losing money. So let's say for some reason, let's say Bill Gates come around and it's like, okay, here's $100 million, go build a plant. Okay, awesome, you built it, and you were lucky enough, like you had educated people enough and all that. Okay, you're running, but it will continuously consume money. That's the sad aspect, and you are basically charging people money for taking care of their waste, and it's not a very pleasant thought. Like I'm doing something that I have no control over. Like ideally, we want to run on photosynthesis, we can't. It's just you want to charge money for that. People really are not favorable about that. And in terms of politics, in terms of municipality, the amount of money these people consume, like these plants, even if you automate it, it's ludicrously high. That is the problem, like money. So what is the solution? Now, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, they are both creating a foundation. You must have heard of that. Now, that foundation, they invested a lot of technology. One of the technology was this Omni processor. Now, the idea with this system is it's very simple. It's as simple as it can be, and it will make money. Now, think of it this way. If you have a water treatment system that is, let's say, expensive to buy, the capital cost is high. Okay, you bought it, but again, running cost is very low because it is simple. Like inherently physics wise, you don't need to have like 5-6 layers of PhD to understand this. Like simple, it's just simple. Okay, you are doing this, this will happen, and this will happen. So basically you can give it to like people who don't have high level engineering degrees, and it can make money. Then everybody will do it because making money, people want to make money. So you might be like, okay, doesn't that sound too good to be true? If you have checked my last video about water treatment, you have already specified you can make electricity out of sewage water. Now that is one route of using biogas. Now this route is completely different. This route is very simple. What they do, you dry it, you burn it, and you reclaim it. That's it. Now, what is happening? So this system is designed for bio waste. So do understand, it's not for industrial waste management. It's not for somebody to like, okay, I'm gonna throw away my lead car acid battery there. That's not what it's meant to do. It's for human sewage, human feces and all that, urine and all that. It can take care of that. So what will happen, you will have that either collected by a multiple low grade sewage treatment plant or directly from people's septic tanks. Once you collect that, you will send it into a dryer unit. Now dryer unit will do nothing more than dry it. Basically you just evaporate it. Now here's the funny thing, that's your water source. Now because you are getting water from evaporation, you are getting 100% distilled water. This is as pure of water as you can get, because there is no filtration, there is no RO membrane, there is no UV system. It's just evaporation. So no biological contaminant can cross it, no matter what. No biological contaminant can go through. But chemistry, almost nothing has exact same boiling temperature, so almost none of that can also cross. In terms of physics, again, nothing can cross it. And they have a filter. Of course they do take care of, like, what if some salts start to something start to because of, there will be steam pressure, what if it pulls up some contaminants and all that. They have a filter, and then they will condense the basically steam, and voila, you're clean 100% pure distilled water. Now that's the problem. That's why they have extra water treatment. You're not supposed to give people distilled water. You have to mix something in, a little bit of calcium, little bit of salt, something. You have to mix something in. So that's your water output, because you are taking the sewage. And even if you see sludge and all that from a sewage treatment plant, it has very significant percentage of water in them. It's not like a minuscule amount. You're gonna get 100 plus liter out of this, and that's from per per ton. So it's a significant amount of water. Do not think like it's nothing. It's a significant amount of water. Now what happens to that thing that you have dried? Of course you went through dryer, water is out. What you get? You have biosolids that are dry. Now that dried biosolids go into a furnace. Basically that furnace burns it as a high temperature as it can, and it has a lot of control mechanism to make sure it's burning optimally. Basically they don't put too much fuel, too much air, like they try to maintain it as good as possible. Now that creates a lot of heat, because like biomaterials are like really good. It's like burning dead bodies, so you're gonna get a lot of energy out of that. So what they do, they boil steam and run a steam generator. This is different from biogas. They run on methane. This is directly running on steam power. So from steam generators, you're gonna get your electricity, and the rest of the steam that is coming out, because even the output port of a steam generator does not mean it's gonna have cold liquid coming out of it. Only gonna have low pressure steam coming out of it. That steam is reclaimed and sent into the heating element. That's why at the beginning of the plant you have to send electricity to it, but once it started running, because of the waste heat that is coming from steam turbine, it will be used as a primary heat source. So that's how it's working. Basically the fuel is directly coming in, you are drying the fuel. The dried thing is basically water. You are taking the water away. You are now the fuel is good, it's ready to be burnt like coal. You burn it, you get your high pressure steam. That high pressure steam runs a generator. Now it's a low pressure steam, but still again it's a steam and high temperature. You literally send it to the heating bed, and heating bed helps the dryer. It's very simple. You dry it, you burn it, and you reclaim the energy. So you get, basically you get water, distilled water, like it is very clean. Then you get generator. Of course electricity is supposed to be like, for per small plant is supposed to be like 100 to 200 kilowatt, not a minuscule amount. That's a good amount, like that can run few homes. And then of course you're also gonna get ash. Now that ash, you have to understand, it's not a very high value product, but still a valuable product, because in modern construction we have learned like making bricks out of soil. While they are good, like they do work, and we have been using it for 5,000 years. It's just making it out of fly ash, basically ash that is coming from coal power plant. It's much better, it's much more lighter, much more durable. This is something like that. So they tested this also, like can we reclaim this and make it into a product. So you're getting three sources of revenue: one low source ash, one high source water, one medium source electricity, and all of this because of fecal sludge. So that's the whole point. It's very simple. You just take it, you dry it. There is no RO membrane purification, there is no chlorination, there is no ozone treatment, nothing. It's just absolute simple evaporation, and nothing can cross it. So that's how it works. And given the fact that Bill Gates directly drank the water out of the system, and not to mention this is exactly how nature does it. Basically, where do you think your sewage ends up going? So this is what nature does, is we are doing it in a closed environment and getting the benefit out of it. So that's how it works. Like it's not a hoax. It has been going on for 4 years. I have provided the link video down below, and PhD. I forgot what it's supposed to say. Basically PDF of the plant that sells this system, and cost and power output and all that. You can look into that. So okay, if this works, like if it's a real thing and R&D cost has already been taken care by Gates Foundation, why the hell you don't see it everywhere, specifically in the developing world? Now again, in the world which has, like, let's say Sweden and USA, they already have sewage treatment, so they don't need it. What about India? Let's say Mumbai slums and all that, and what about the Guyana and places that are overcrowded and like have a lot of slum areas? The reason for this is still very expensive. Now of course this is cheap, but this is relatively cheap. It's like comparing between $200 million versus $100 million. But you have to understand, still $100 million. And if people can spend $100 million, they won't be living in the slum. That creates a paradox. It's not like basically very cheap. On top of that, the returns, even though it's creating three products, none of the products are like either in high enough amount or in terms of like high enough basically profit margin that you are like, okay, I'm just gonna take a loan. You're gonna take very long time to repay it. So, and all that happened because they are using steam turbines are basically very expensive, and the fact that burner is there. So even though everything is in it, the system is very simple, it's just they're expensive, very expensive. So the plant, that system, like this scale plant is a small unit. They take upwards of 3,500 square feet of area. So basically you put a large container, basically container box, few of them, and that's the surface area, like volume you need. So it's not a big plant, and it does do the work, and I provided a PDF down below. You can literally see through every single detail, and like few of these can take care of Mumbai slum basically. So that's like a few crore of people, 10 million to 20 million people. So it does work, but it's just that the capital cost is still too damn high. So unless they can reduce the capital cost by a factor of few times, as in like bare minimum 10 times or something like that, you're not gonna see this everywhere. Now this is a very good investment, it does work, everything is tested. It's just capital cost is too damn high right now. Now of course compared to other system is cheap, but again, cheaper for like, that's like telling me like iPhone is cheap. So this was my presentation on OmniProcess. I hope you liked it, learned from it. In that case, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, don't worry about it. You can press dislike. I would urge you to press it twice to show me your extra disappointment, and leave a comment because I reply to all of them. Check other videos on my channel because there are a lot of them, and please subscribe. Press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.